People are sick of the woke washing. And in this case, with the Cleopatra documentary thing, drama series, oh my gosh. The reviews, it's sitting at like a 1% or a 2%, I believe, on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 1.1. It's got 0.1, so there's some help there. 1.1 on IMDb. All right. I got a lot to cover here, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. But first, I just want to address the empty room here. So I took a little bit of a break. I've been busy with IRL stuff. I told you guys I'm going to be in a different room for my videos, and that has happened. But now there's a big echo here, so I apologize for that. If anyone has any advice on how I can fix this echo issue, please let me know. But I don't want to have to like not make videos right now. I'm ready to get back in the swing of things, but I still have more stuff I got to put up for decorating, all that kind of stuff, which you guys are going to see along the way. Maybe that'll help as well, because right now, with the hard floors and not any more carpet, dude, the echo's real. So I apologize for that in advance. I hope you guys are okay with it while I figure this out. But let me go ahead and continue. So this right here is coming to us from Bounding Into Comics, where it says Netflix users roast Jada Pinkett Smith's Queen Cleopatra series. Audiences, they score at the bottom, like at the bottom of a freaking landfill. This is abysmal. The scores are awful. So yeah, here we have the IMDb rating. Okay, it's sitting at a 1.1 right now. Okay, 39,000 people rated it a 1. And then you got 355 who rated it a 10 to try to offset that a little bit. Honestly, that 355 is probably people on production or their families. And the fact that it's only at 355 shows that even a lot of these family members or a lot of people who are working on this are probably like, dude, bro, phone this in, get the paycheck, leave type thing. So I was going to continue reading this article here. So it says, one user wrote, "It is hard to take this documentary seriously when there are errors in just about every scene. Ancient Egypt existed for 3.5 millennia, and the Ptolemaic period of Greek control and its involvement in Roman policies, especially the Roman civil wars, is a very specific period. For example, no Egyptian was spoken at the court. Greek was spoken." The user added, "But getting costumes wrong, getting basic timelines of battles like Actium wrong, placing Cleopatra at events we know she was not present at, mixing up things done by Antony with those done by Octavian, and an unending series of errors just makes this impossible to watch. It is clear no experts or even anyone with a basic knowledge of the history of the time and place was involved. Or if they were, their advice was inverted. The dialogue is so laughably childish. It is also laughably childish is the acting." Here's the thing. Who in their right mind would be like, hey, I want to make a story about this historical figure that I know absolutely nothing about, but we're going to completely change things and, be a giant laughing stock? Why? Like, why? Why wouldn't you just make up a new story then? Why don't you just, I don't know, make up something completely fictional instead? I mean, or if you want to mix some things, look at how, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which I actually loved that movie when it came out. Granted, I haven't watched it since. I kind of want to give it a rewatch. But do something like that. Zombie Cleopatra, okay? Okay, just make your own completely fictional version. And it shouldn't even be Cleopatra in this case. It should just be somebody else, because if you didn't want Cleopatra to look like Cleopatra, do something else. Just do something else. I don't know. I don't know if they want their BlackRock funding or whatever it is, their EGS score, that woke score that, I don't know, they get extra funding if they have women or people of color or LGBT people, all this, who freaking knows? This just all goes far beyond surface level with this kind of stuff, because if Netflix just cared about money and that was it, they would have never pulled any of this. And to me, it's just a much bigger underlying factor going on here. So let's see. Another user gave the series a 1 out of 10, and they wrote, next, a documentary of Bruce Lee with a non-Chinese actor, or a documentary of Mandela with a white or Asian actor could be the next politically correct idea of Netflix producers. Already, previous historic documentaries of Netflix had 20% non-historical facts, so who cares? History is made by the winners and producers, right? I was already thinking of canceling my Netflix subscription. So with that documentary, that changes facts to adapt to its own values. I believe that I have taken my decision. It promotes more anger than serves any politically correct value. There are a lot of famous and historically real persons of any race or gender that have changed the world for the better. They could show these, the user concluded. All right. So the thing is about this too, and if I don't even think it really is about, I don't think Netflix gives a crap about the Black community, because this kind of stuff hurts them. It does not help them, right? So they want to act like, oh, representation matters, this, that, and the other. But every time stuff like this happens, look what's going on, right? The lead actress had one of those famous last words of, if you don't like it, don't watch it. We know what happens when people say that. Okay, look at what happened with G4. But the thing is whenever they do stuff like this, they just make a giant laughingstock out of the production. The fact that the historical inaccuracies were monumental, judging by the reviews and stuff, because I'm not going to claim to be a historian. I don't know what the crap's going on. But anyway, with all of that, the fact that it does appear very phoned in, it does appear that the people who created this had no idea what they were even making the material about. They didn't have knowledge of the source, and they just made a complete joke out of it. So if they were to actually care about the Black community, they wouldn't have done that. They would have put a lot more care into something like this. But in this case, there's just, this should have never even happened in the first place. Let's be real. Should have just never happened. Or they should have actually tried to do it right, try to get an actress that resembles what Cleopatra would have looked like. And we have like ancient drawings and things like that, stone art, whatever. We have stuff that indicates what Queen Cleopatra may have looked like, and it was not this. So I don't know, dude. This just seems lazy. Here you have the Rotten Tomatoes score. Even the critics, it's sitting at only 11% from critics, and that's got to be bad, because critics love anything woke. Average audience score sitting at a whopping 2%. This is just a nightmare. And same kind of thing when you look at, even with something that's the complete work of fiction, like The Little Mermaid, and what's going on with the race swap there, which initially I didn't really care. I think what bothered me the most is just the fact that this is just where we're at with the entertainment industry and the climate of things. And that's made it a way more huge deal. Because if you look back in the day, we had a Black Cinderella with Brandy. And I don't remember anybody caring at that time. I didn't care. But again, I've kind of addressed this in another video. I think that was partially because I was never like a massive Cinderella fan in the first place. But I think if they did race swap someone like Jasmine, who was my favorite Disney princess, I would have taken issue with that. Even as a kid, she was my favorite. I would want her to look like her. So anyway, I think just the fact of where things are right now, and the thing about The Little Mermaid, though, is I almost feel bad when I talk bad about it, because it's so awful. You feel like you're punching down. You feel like you're picking on the handicapped kid. It's what it feels like, because it's so awful. Even the race swap is the least egregious thing of what's going on with The Little Mermaid. Let's be real. So that just shows another thing of just Disney phoning that in. So these race swaps, stuff like that, they're phoning them in. It's almost like they want the backlash and they want the drama for it. And they're not putting in care and love and effort into any of these productions that much, apparently, by the look of it. So it's just a giant nightmare, man. This is just rough. We gotta see it. We gotta see things return to, can we make entertainment entertaining? And can these people making these TV shows and docuseries and movies and all that start caring about making their viewers happy again? They might actually pull more profits that way. But what do I know? Anyway, there you have it for this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Again, I'm really sorry about the echo. I'm used to having carpet in the room, and this room does not have carpet. I put this rug down. I got other stuff I'm filling the room up with that I think should help a bit, but I'm going to have to do more than that to get this echo figured out. So let me know in the comments any suggestions you guys have. I am not a sound expert. I'm not even an expert at any of this, man. I've been winging this for the past 13 years. I've been making content online. But anyway, thank you again for hanging out with me today. I look forward to seeing you all for future videos because I'm back now, and I'll be back to streaming in June. I'm waiting to get fiber internet installed for all that, and I'm actually going to try streaming on Kick, which is a different new platform, which I don't know if some of you guys know of it. Twitch takes like 50% of sub cost, revenue, all that, and Kick takes a whole lot less. And it also just kind of seems like the island of misfit toys in a way, where the rejects from Twitch went over there. And I'm not politically correct. Twitch is extremely woke and politically correct. I feel like I would fit in more on the island of misfit toys. So I'm going to give Kick a try. If you want to be one of my first followers there, feel free to check me out at kick.com/MelanieMac. So I will see you all for the next video tomorrow, and then I will see you on streams in June. So anyway, thank you again for watching. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.